Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming new moon coming up on February 9th in the zodiac sign of Aquarius, bringing us a very authentic energy, an energy that will move you forward, that will propel you on your journey. So New moon always represents the beginning of a new lunar cycle. It occurs when the sun and the moon are aligned, with the moon positioned between the earth and the sun, making the moon's illuminated side facing away from earth. Symbolically and energetically speaking, it represents a new beginning. We could say a blank canvas, time for setting powerful intentions for your future, but at the same time deciding what you don't want to carry on into that new life you're creating right now. It's a time for inner reflection. So many of you right now may feel like you need to have these certain spaces and these certain moments in a day where you just sit down and you reflect on your limiting beliefs, you reflect on your shadows, you reflect on how you don't want to live your life, because knowing what we don't want can help us to know what we actually want. So this is something very powerful right now we can do. And new moons also bring us these moments to recharge and to notice what's the potential within our soul that we are carrying on and we kind of fail to notice it. So I want to give you 5 things to focus on for this new moon, how to use this unique energy, what are maybe the challenging parts of this energy right now, the aspects that may be challenging for you right now, and how to move yourself forward and direct this energy into the direction of your wanting future so we can manifest it. But before we start, I want to read a message that I wrote today down that is really relatable to this new moon. So it goes like this: if you sense that you don't belong, it's a sign that you're meant for something greater. You deserve more, and deep down you recognize that. Embrace this understanding relentlessly until you reach the place where you truly belong. Along the way, you will encounter your tribe, discover passions that resonate, and see your desires fulfilled. Perhaps all those times feeling not good enough were merely spent in environments that failed to recognize your greatness. Only when you acknowledge it within yourself can others truly see it. And this is something that Aquarius want to remind you right now. So important reminder. If you sense that you don't belong, it's because you truly don't belong where you are. You don't belong where you are, you belong to somewhere else. And deep inside you already know where it is. It's more abundant future. It's a future where you have people around you that see you for who you truly are. It's a life where you're living your passions, where you're waking up enthusiastically because you know that there's something great you can do today. This is the life where you belong, and you know deep inside if you're not living that kind of a life, then you will feel like you don't belong here. You are meant for something greater, and you know that. Aquarius is this rebellious spirit that will do everything it takes to wake you up, to shake you up, so you can recognize who you truly are, and so you can embody that greatest possible goodness you carry within. And with goodness, I don't just mean kindness and compassion and all these important emotions. With goodness, I mean the greatest possible skills you can develop in your life, the talents you can bring to fruition, the virtues that mean something to you, that you want to see more on the world. You know, rebellious spirit. Often people say, I hope they will finally tell the truth, that the governments will tell the truth, that this will be exposed. But maybe you're the one that needs to speak out the truth. Maybe you're the one that needs to go out into the world and speak the truth. So don't be the one who's sitting behind the screen and waiting when the truth will be exposed. But if you know the truth, go outside and expose it. This is the Aquarius spirit right now awakening within you. So what's happening to many people right now due to this upcoming new moon, many people right now are working on their own businesses, because Aquarius is reminding us to become more independent from the systems that are not making us free. So for some people, it's like moving onto your own. For some people, it's moving to a new place. For some people, it's building your own businesses. And for other people, it's just expanding your intellect so you can think for yourself and you can express yourself and you can build skills out of self-expression and how to carry yourself in the world so you can kind of speak for yourself and you can be yourself and you can embody something that you want to see in the world more of. So the first thing that you may feel right now with this upcoming new moon is to leverage the visionary energy of yourself. Aquarius is often known as the visionary. So it's time to set innovative and, let's say, forward-thinking goals and ideas for yourself. Don't think for who you are based by what you've been through. Think for who you may become based by what you know right now. But sometimes it's more important to be aware of what we don't know, because what you know brought you to where you are right now, but what you don't know will bring you to where you want to be. So Aquarius is always reminding you to fall in love with the unknown, to fall in love with the curiosity, to fall in love with researching, studying, and then experimenting with everything that you're finding out as you're studying, because otherwise all the learning and all the knowledge becomes just an entertainment for your mind, but nothing changes in your life. So Aquarius is this important spirit that comes to you and wake you up and say to you, hey, you're not using your intellect, you're not using your knowledge, you're not using your intuition. Wake up and do something about it, because that's why your life sucks. Because you're only entertaining your mind and then you're living in your mind and then your life is not changing. So for those of you who feel stuck right now, know this is your time to push yourself forward and make some important goals and break them down to tiny little goals so they can become like tiny little steps, rocks on which you will step to get further in your life towards where you're truly intending to go. So focus on personal and professional aspirations right now that align with progressive and maybe unconventional ideas. Know that everything you've heard about possibility, about how much money you can make, how healthy you can become, how many people you can reach, how many people you can help, everything you've heard around that is a lie, and truth will set you free. Right? You know that. But then finding the truth, you can only experience it through action. And life is reminding you, hey, life is all about experiences. It's not about what you know, it's how you experience what you know, right? That's why Socrates would remind you to be like you know nothing. So be open, be open-minded, be curious. Aquarius is a very open-minded sign. So be curious, keep learning. Never act like you know everything. Always be open to learn from anyone with whom you talk. That will help you to stop judging others and actually listen more what they are saying. The second thing is that Aquarius is associated with a social sign. With a social quality. So Aquarius is a social sign and is often also associated with communication, community, and collaboration. And because we'll have Moon in Aquarius and also the Sun that represents your soul, your spirit in Aquarius, it means that you may feel right now deeply gravitated towards community type of things, towards maybe certain like-minded groups, mastermind groups, networking events. You may feel drawn right now towards something that will help you to become more of who you can be. You may meet during this time many people who will tell you what you don't see about yourself, who will show a finger onto the goodness within you that you can't notice maybe, or you can't see, or you're not aware of, and they will also show you your weaknesses. So if somebody may trigger you during this time, always be reminded that those triggers are only moments of awakening to what you've been kind of ignoring about yourself. That's why relationships are so important. Some people open our eyes and some people open our hearts, right? And those who open our hearts are the ones that are real, the ones that are our real friends, the ones that are our soul tribe. And the ones that open our eyes are usually the ones that help us to see what we couldn't see before. Those are also important. Those are the ones, sometimes our enemies. Those are the ones who will show what we don't want to see. So appreciate all of them, because they are all only teaching you to become more that you can be. You know, as Aristotle said, nature strives towards perfection, towards the greatest possible goodness, and you are a part of the nature, and you're striving towards the greatest possible goodness. And you can't reach the light without expanding your roots into the darkness. So make sure that you're constantly researching your dark spots, because that's where you will discover the most of what you truly want to know. Then the third one is really interesting right now, because Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, the planet that is associated with innovation, and often people also associated with technology because of innovation. So it's about embracing the technology right now and taking advantage of this lunar phase to upgrade maybe your technological tools, or explore new platforms that can enhance your efficiency and productivity, or enhance the way how you could share your light with the world, how you could reach more people with your skills, with your talents, with your gifts, with whatever you have to offer, with your story. Many of you, it's so interesting that during this time, in recent days, we've received so many messages from people who were wondering, they wanted to start a YouTube channel, if we could give them some advice. So it's because many people right now feel drawn towards exploring all the tools that we already have, so we could share ourselves with the world. It's so therapeutic, when we share a message, when we talk about what we've been through, when we talk about what we've experienced, when we share our unique perspective, and we give words of encouragement to others. Sometimes the words that we needed to hear may be something that we can share with others. So it's like speaking to yourself, but at the same time you may be speaking to thousands or millions of others. So it's very therapeutic work, and I found it very helpful for myself. It helped me to heal many of my emotional wounds in the past, and I want to encourage you to try it out, to use what this unique time is offering to us, to make the most out of it, to use it for good, right? To use it for good. The fourth thing I want to share with you for this interesting new moon in Aquarius is that Aquarius values individuality and authenticity, which means that you may feel like you're leveling up on the level of awareness around who you truly are, how uniquely you're functioning, what are your qualities, what are your good qualities and challenging qualities. All of that you're researching and becoming more aware of it, which is important, because if you're spending too much time on the challenging qualities of your character but not enough on the good qualities, you will always feel like you're not good enough, that there's something wrong with you. But if you actually focus on the good qualities, and while you're actually making them even better, even you are making yourself even more skillful, through that work, your weaknesses will improve as well, because you will notice that actually all these emotions that are holding you back, if you stop focusing so much on them and you actually focus on the work that you truly desire to do, all the shame and guilt and fear will slowly melt down. So that's the power of having attention on the right place. Wherever you focus on, that's what grows, right? So if you're constantly focusing on your weaknesses, you will feel weak. If you focus on your strength, you will feel stronger. And then by building even greater skills out of your strengths, also your weaknesses will improve. It's just like being a leader in a community. When a leader is constantly growing and expanding him or herself, the whole community is rising. So even the weak people will eventually rise and grow. That's the power when you focus on the right thing. So focus on the right thing. That's what the Aquarius is reminding you, to find your authenticity, to reflect on your true self and consider how you can express your uniqueness in various aspects of your life, or perhaps in all aspects of your life. Whatever it is, it may be a creative work, it can be a business, it may be at your job. Can you become more truthful? Ask yourself what your soul desires you to be, who your soul desires you to be. Like, what are the things you really admire in others but you're not embodying in yourself? This is what can maybe just take you a bit closer into yourself, so you can notice who you truly want to become. Many times when I'm talking with others, they say to me, hey, I love what you're doing and I want to do something like that. It's because people admire maybe in myself the quality, how can I maybe inspire others, or the way I'm sharing a message with others, only because they want to do something like that as well. So they're noticing actually that they have a capacity to do something like that, or perhaps something even greater, but they are not doing it because certain fears are holding them back. So Aquarius is reminding you, don't focus so much on these fears, because they will anyway melt down when you focus more on what you truly want to do and you devote yourself in getting better at doing it. And the last thing, the fifth thing I want to remind you for this interesting new moon in Aquarius is that Aquarius is associated with humanitarian efforts and social causes, which reminds us of the power of service. You know, when we become more selfless, we recognize that actually so much of positive emotions arise because we are serving others, because we are providing something to others. When we're focused too much on ourselves, we'll always find weaknesses, we'll always find what's wrong, we'll always find how we're disconnected from others, we'll find only the bad stuff. But once we give ourselves, all of ourselves, to others in a sense of service, we recognize there is no me, there's only us. And when we recognize there's only us, we start wondering, how can we make us better? How can we make us greater? How can we make us wiser and more intelligent? What is the greatest possible expression for all of us that needs some light on it, right? How can I be the example of it? And many of you may be finding yourself being drawn into a certain work where you can contribute something that resonates with you. It can be certain volunteering work, or supporting a charity, or maybe adding something positive, like a positive change in your community. Whatever it is, you may feel deeply drawn to do something like that. And it's just a reminder how much it can improve our mental health when we are contributing something positive to others, how much it can raise our spirit and raise our energy. I can only tell you from my experiences that every time I share something with you, something good happens to me. So when we are sharing more of the good stuff with the world without expecting anything in return, by being grateful to be in the position where we can actually be of service, our lives improve. And I think it's just the law of nature that supports the growth of all. And the law of nature supports the evolution of everything. So I think that we evolve the most when we share what we've learned with others, when we help those in need, when we provide what we feel that others need. And sometimes, it's just a generous smile when you're walking on the streets and you say a beautiful hello to someone. It's an act of service. Sometimes it's shaking a hand with someone, looking in the eyes. It's an act of service, the honest human connection. Sometimes it's, giving money to someone, or sometimes it's giving advice to someone. Often it's just being an ear to someone, listening to someone with an open heart without a need to give an advice, but just listen. Most people just need someone to listen to them, especially the ones who are more lonely, who are dealing with depression. Those are the ones that need people to listen to them. Because if you find yourself being alone so many times or for a long period of time, you may recognize how therapeutic it is to talk with someone. Now imagine how many people are like that, and they just need an ear to listen. So think about how could you provide an act of service to someone and be that angel in someone's life. It's a beautiful thing you can do. Then I want to give you also a few challenging parts to this energy, which is emotional tension right now, maybe more present. Aquarius is quite an emotional sign as well. We need this emotional awareness if we want to ascend and be compassionate and empathic towards one another. So expressing your emotions in your work may be really helpful. Maybe not where it may be painful to you, but through your artwork, through some vulnerable conversations may be really, really helpful. Aquarius is also, as I mentioned, rebellious spirit. So don't be too rebellious, because sometimes when people become too rebellious, everything becomes a conspiracy, everything becomes a lie, and many of these people close themselves into their houses and they don't want to go out into the streets because everything becomes dangerous. So be rebellious in moderation. But then also do something. Look, if you're really rebellious by heart, go outside and stand for what's right. That's the spirit of rebellious. Don't be just rebellious in your mind. Also, what may happen when there's a lot of Aquarius energy, people may be more overthinking. So their analytical minds may lead them to overthink situations, causing unnecessary stress or anxiety, which often requires expression, again, talking about what you're thinking and writing it down and asking yourself, are you practicing what you know? Because sometimes we become overthinking because we don't use the knowledge that we have, or we don't have a source through which we could talk about what we know. So we need to reflect on these things, where to find a channel through which we can channel this overactive energy. Because Aquarius is also quite an, let's say, intellectual sign. It's good to expand your intellect, but intellect has a purpose, which is usually to be able to organize information, to structure your life. So if you're expanding your intellect, let's say you're constantly learning and watching videos and reading books, and then you don't use that knowledge, this knowledge will turn into overthinking. Everything will become a source of overthinking, and then it will turn into anxiety, it will turn into stress, it will be much harder to fall into sleep and things like that. And then you need balance in your life. So make sure that if you tend to be more overthinking about everything, you use tools that can help you with that. Journaling is a great tool. Meditation on reflection, like not the type of meditation where you tap into higher spiritual realms, but more a type of meditation where you reflect on your thoughts and you observe your thoughts and you see what you're thinking most of the time. What are the potential problems? What are the challenges? What are the dark aspects of yourself? And then maybe write it down and prioritize the potential solutions and so on. And obviously talking about that, talking about what you know, can be very helpful. So my friends, I hope you found great value in today's video. I hope you've enjoyed in today's artwork as well. To anyone who would love to support my art, go and check out our store at AttractPassion.com or our Etsy store, I Draw My Passion, where you can find all of my art. So thank you so much for your support. With that, you're supporting this mission, and I truly appreciate you. My friends, till next time, one love. Hey my friends, I hope you've enjoyed in today's video. I want to remind you that we've just opened a fresh new store called AttractPassion.com, where you can find all of my work. Original paintings, you can find prints of all of my art in different sizes, so go there and check it out, AttractPassion.com. If you will use the code PASSION15, PASSION15, you will get 15 off onto your first order. So go there and check it out. And to anyone who would love to work with me one-on-one, I'm offering one-on-one coaching. We have some free spots once again. You can go and check out the link in the description of this video, where you can find everything there. So go and check it out. If you would like to do something with the inspiration that you feel right now, it will help you so much to transform your life. I want you to do something with it. If you feel inspired, you have to do something with it. So my friends, till next time, one love.